This is a perfect example of what I call a jab step, the jab step technique by Willson Contreras. Let's break it down. So when the pitch is coming in, our initial instinct is to start to shift early to get a head start on the throwing process. Here, Willson has to stay down a little bit longer because the pitch is low into his extension side, somewhere around his right shin. So his arm ends up extended, which isn't ideal, but for this pitch location, that's what he had to do. He immediately turns the mitt to bring it up to exchange, somewhere around the midline of his body. The ball typically comes out in front of the chest right as the right foot is landing. Something to point out about that right foot. Notice he did not use a replace technique. His right foot does not replace his left. His right foot comes down somewhere in between where his feet started. Pick it up, get it right back in the ground. Again, that typically happens sometime around when the ball is coming out of the mitt or the exchange is happening. He takes a direct line up to throwing position. The ball stays above and inside his throwing arm elbow. As the ball is going up and back, his mid-arm goes up and out. And at foot strike, when his left foot hits the ground, he's doing what I call cocking the hammer on his gun. His right elbow is back. His left elbow is also coming back, so he's pinching his scapula. Then he's going to rotate and forward flex at the waist aggressively. His mitt at release is somewhere around his chest and armpit. Willson's a little bit unique in that he has quite a bit of head tilt and turn when he throws, and that's part of the reason he ends up in a 3/4 arm slot. But it works for him. He's one of the best throwing catchers in baseball. He firms up that front leg just after release. I call it hitting the brakes. Notice that back leg swinging up and around at the end. He's doing what I call stick the landing or stick the finish. He's staying behind home plate. He didn't follow his throw. He didn't spin off to the side. He didn't fall backwards. He sticks the landing. We kind of lose view of him as the ball is on its way to second, but trust me, he is sticking the landing. From there, I'll hit play. He ends up throwing a missile down to second for an easy out. He gone.